Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the lost treasure of the Aztecs. There are several places where, according to ancient myths and legends, Aztec leaders decided to hide their wealth from conquerors. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get started. Spanish soldiers are leaving the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan, in the deep of the night. Each of them is bending under the weight of gold. However, they are betrayed, and during the escape, many men end up in the water, the weight of the loot dragging them down. During the so-called sad night, an immense amount of treasures is thus lost. In addition to cruel ceremonies honoring their gods, the Aztecs were renowned for their immense wealth. It is the ubiquitous gold that will cause the downfall of their empire. Spanish conquistador Hernando Cortés would stop at nothing to obtain it. However, many treasures disappeared without a trace during the battles between the Spaniards and the Aztecs. To this day, piles of gold, silver, and diamonds await their discoverer. According to legends, the Aztec treasure should also include rare items and materials that were exceptional in Aztec culture. In addition to precious metals and stones, the treasure could contain unique and religiously significant artifacts, such as calendars, god statues, or other items with religious significance. We should also find various jewelry, necklaces, ritual items, and ornaments made from precious stones and metals, which could constitute an important part of the treasure. However, legend also says that a terrible curse rests on Aztec gold. When in 1519 the Spanish, led by Cortés, arrive in the capital of the Aztec Empire, Tenochtitlan, the locals welcome them as gods and shower them with gold. Representatives of the mighty empire hope that the generous gifts will satisfy the foreigners and persuade them to leave. However, they couldn't be more wrong. Cortés's eyes light up with greed, wondering, how much wealth do they possibly possess? He imprisons the Aztec ruler Montezuma and begins looting temples and torturing locals to tell him where they hide their treasure. In May 1520, the Spaniards massacre a multitude of civilians during the Aztec festival of Toxcatl. This sparks a rebellion among the Aztecs. Cortés attempts to pacify the crowds using his hostage Montezuma, but the Aztecs' anger remains unabated. On the contrary, it is said that Montezuma is stoned to death by his own people. The Spaniards realize that they have no choice but to save themselves by fleeing. However, what will they do with all the stolen valuables? Take as much gold as you can carry, allegedly commands Cortés to his men. On the night of July 1st, 1520, the Spaniards sneak out of Tenochtitlan. The city is situated on islands in a lake, so they flee on boats. However, the Aztecs won't let them go so easily. During the attack, many men are thrown into the water. A large part of the Spaniards drowns. Along with them, their precious loot also ends up at the bottom of the lake. This event goes down in history as the Sad Night. The following year, however, the tide turned in favor of the Spaniards. Cortés's soldiers ruthlessly massacred tens of thousands of Aztecs. Allegedly, during the frenzied killings, the Spaniards never stopped searching for their lost treasures. However, in vain. According to one version of the story, Aztec gold still rests at the bottom of Lake Texcoco in the capital of Mexico. Despite the Mexican government draining the lake in pursuit of the treasure, no wealth is found within it. Perhaps the Spaniards did manage to find the treasures after all. They loaded the gold onto a ship, but it reportedly sank in a storm on its way back to their homeland. Is the treasure at the bottom of the ocean then? Or did everything unfold differently? The procession of the Aztecs heads north. Following the priest's orders, they construct a hiding place for mountains of gold, silver, and art objects. Then, they commit suicide, ensuring that no one can reveal the location of the treasure. This is how one of the legends describes the fate of Montezuma's wealth. Were the Aztec priests really afraid of Cortés' return and therefore ordered the wealth to be hidden? According to most treasure hunters, the fairy tale legacy of the Aztec Empire is said to be somewhere in Utah. Local journalist and historian Matt Brown says, archaeologists believe that the Aztecs considered this area their homeland. However, opinions differ on the specific location of the treasure. One story, for example, revolves around miner Freddie Crystal. In the early 20th century, he supposedly discovers an old manuscript during the exploration of a dilapidated church in Mexico City. Allegedly written shortly after the downfall of the Aztec Empire by a Spanish monk, the manuscript contains a map leading to the lost treasure. Where will the map take him? In the Utah town of Kanab, a gold rush breaks out. Crystal is said to be coming here. He comes to believe that Montezuma's treasure is hidden in Johnson Canyon, in a formation called White Mountain. Here he discovers a sealed entrance. He invites locals to help him search for the treasure. Despite the tireless efforts of the diggers searching in the rock for several years, their endeavor turns out to be in vain. Did they come to the wrong place? According to some treasure hunters, the Aztec wealth is actually hidden in one of the 3 lakes near Kanab, from which one can supposedly access a submerged cave. This belief is particularly held by the Child family, who own land around the water body. But why has she not yet discovered wealth of immense value? The Aztecs allegedly were able to create intricate water traps to protect their treasures. Access to Montezuma's wealth, however, is hindered not only by water, but also by evil spirits. Every time there was an attempt to find the treasure, bad things happened, claims the current owner of 3 Lakes Ranch, Lon Child. According to him, many divers have submerged into the lake. All of them allegedly screamed upon resurfacing, "We saw ghosts." Most of them couldn't recover from this terrifying experience. Could the brave adventurers have had hallucinations in the dark water? Or are there supernatural forces left by the Aztecs in the lake? Child adds another eerie story. In 1998, his father hired a man to drill a hole into a hidden cave. The worker indeed drilled a small hole, and supposedly, there were gold specks at the end of his drill. He went for a larger drill, but it malfunctioned. That very night, the 45-year-old man died of a heart attack. 3 weeks later, his wife also bid farewell to life. Did the Aztec curse kill them? Child believes so. Nevertheless, he still tries to find the treasure. Is he, however, searching in the right place? In the 1860s, German prospector Jacob Waltz returns from the Superstition Mountains in Arizona, carrying with him an enormous amount of gold. Where did he come across it? "I found an immensely rich deposit in the mountains," Waltz reportedly claims to his friends. His narrative gives rise to the legend of the Dutchman's mine. For generations, treasure hunters have been attempting to find this mine in the Arizona mountains. According to geologists, the local terrain does not conceal any gold deposits. So, where did Waltz's alleged wealth come from? According to American writer Robert G. Babcock, the Superstition Mountains actually hide an Aztec treasure, the one Waltz supposedly discovered. Does Babcock have the truth? There are many places where Montezuma's wealth is said to be hidden, and there are also many clues. However, it seems that each of these clues points to a different location. This diversity and dispersion of information may be one reason why the mysterious treasure remains undiscovered. Mysterious tracks can complicate the efforts of adventurers and treasure hunters. The treasure is said to possibly await its discoverers even in the Grand Canyon. Could there be some truth to it? Most historians and archaeologists consider these stories of hidden treasures in lakes and mountains more as myths and legends than historically verifiable events. However, there are numerous orally transmitted legends and ancient texts that cannot be ignored. Whether it is hidden in the canyon, in the abandoned Aztec pyramids in Mexico, or at the bottom of a lake, many enthusiasts and treasure hunters believe that one day the treasure will be found, revealing the hidden secrets of the Aztec Empire. That's all from us for today. If you're interested in videos filled with mysterious mysteries, dark stories, legends, or monsters, and you crave more, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any new videos.